Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cardinal Mashup. I'm Austin McNorton, and let's jump right on into the Cardinal Catch-Up. Cross country ran at Rimrock Farm on Saturday. The varsity girls team finished 10th out of 36 teams, and the varsity boys team finished 8th out of 35 teams, all in that blue division down there at Rimrock Farm. Caitlin Ormsby finished 65th, and Sydney Coleman finished 66th as the top two finishers of the varsity girls race. And on the boys varsity team, the Jack Gersman placed 35th with a time of 18:03, and Kimball Haskett running at 18:15 to come in 41st place. This week, cross country has a bye week, you could call it. They don't have another race until later in October. The volleyball team last week lost at DeSoto in 3 sets. They beat Bishop Ward on Thursday in 3 sets, and on Saturday they earned a second-place plaque in the Tonganoxie tournament. Kennedy Shockley and Michaela Garcia received all tournament team honors at that tournament. Last night, the team beat Spring Hill down there in Spring Hill against the Broncos in 4 sets, and then this Saturday they have a tournament in Wellsville. I hope you can all make it down there for that. The soccer team at Lewisburg Tuesday night tied. They led the half. It was tied at half 2-2, and it stayed that way the rest of the game in double overtime, ending in just a tie. Soccer also lost to Ottawa on Thursday night. After being up 1-0 early, the Cardinals gave up the lead and ended up losing to the Ottawa Cyclones 2-1, which now gives them an overall record of 1-6-1. Soccer also continuing a downward slide this past Monday, losing to Paola 3-0. However, this team is still showing improvement to me, so I hope you guys can make it down to Spring Hill and cheer them on Thursday night to take on the Broncos down there. That'll round up the Cardinal Catch-Up for this week. Now let's take a closer look at the Eudora Cardinals football team and the challenges they are having on our sports feature here. I'm not going to say that. Last Friday night, the football team faced Wellsville on the road, winning 20-6 and showcasing the run game as a thing to stop. They also excelled in special teams aspect of the game with a blocked punt and a punt down at the 1. They ended up beating the Wellsville Eagles 20-6, putting their record at 1-3 on the season. Now, I wouldn't let that record scare off some of you spectators out there. These guys have faced some challenges, losing starting quarterback Griffin Katzenmeyer, adjusting to the new head coach Phil Katzenmeyer. So this team has also lost some very close games in the fourth quarter. So overall, their record doesn't show how well they've been playing this season. This Friday night, they will be taking on Basehor Linwood on the road. So that's a close drive. I hope you all can make it there for that. Now joined with me in the studio, I have seniors Austin Downey and Trevor Nice with me on the show. All right, I'm joined now by senior leaders for the Eudora Cardinals football team, Trevor Nice and Austin Downey. How are you guys today?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing pretty good.
All right, so Austin, I got to ask you, how is the Eudora Cardinals offense looking this season?
Offense is looking pretty good. I mean, we don't have the biggest linemen of them all, but our linemen are pretty good at what they do, and they fight, and they're strong, and then backfield looks pretty good with Grant and Lee and Travis, and sometimes I rotate in. Wide receivers, Spencer does a good job blocking, and some other people who get in, Skylar Stewart, whoever gets in, their wide receiver. So we look pretty good. We just got to, we can put points up, but it's not going to matter if we can't stop anyone.
So how have you guys adjusted after losing Griffin Katzenmeyer early in the season?
Well, good thing we have Grant, because Grant has some experience playing quarterback and also has some experience with this offense since they changed from last year's again. But having Grant helps because he can do a lot, and so just having him helps us out a lot.
And Trevor, defensively, how are you guys looking this season?
Defense hasn't been our strong suit this year so far. Obviously, our first game against Bonner, we got thrown on a lot. So that's been our weakest link this season. So we need to step up our defensive game if we want to win, because our offense can get things done. But if we're not, like Austin said, we're not going to win any games if we can't stop them. So really, we just need to get tougher on defense and play a little bit harder on defense. So
How does like a crowd impact the game for you guys? Speaking like home or away.
It's definitely great to see a full crowd out there. It's kind of a little bit disheartening when we come out through the banner and there's not a lot of people here or people in the stands. So when there's a big crowd, it definitely hypes us up a little bit more. And when we make good plays or score a touchdown, just to hear the crowd going crazy, that's a really good feeling. So they're really impactful.
So how's your schedule looking this season, Austin? Is it, a lot of away games certainly, a tough competition, or what's going on?
Honestly, for me, transferring from, a different high school and looking at this high school, I feel like we have the hardest league in Kansas for 4A football. I feel like it seems like every Friday night, we don't have a game off that we're playing someone in the league. We know that we could either win or we can lose, and it really might not be a blowout game. So, I feel like we have a pretty tough schedule, but like Trevor said, if we just get tougher, I feel like we have a good chance of winning every game we play.
So, overall, what would be your goal for this high school football team this season?
My goal now would probably just be take one game at a time and focus on the regular season games and try to get 5 more wins, which will give us some momentum, hopefully getting into the playoffs or anything. But my goal now is just to take one game at a time and focus on getting better defensively, offensively, whatever I can to be a better teammate, whatever. Just getting better as a team, really.
And Trevor, I'll ask you the same question. What's your goal for your team this season?
Obviously, we didn't make the playoffs the past 2 years with Kopecky and Owens, so that's a really big goal for us this year with Cats is to make it to the playoffs. So when those last 3 games come in, we're definitely going to be playing those really hard because those are the ones that are really going to matter. Because you can be a 3-6 team and still make it into the playoffs. So that's what going to be really big to us is making it to the playoffs this year.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining here with me today, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, that'll wrap it up for this week's edition of the Cardinal Mashup. Tune in next week. I'm Austin McNorton, and as always, go Cardinals.